Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got quite a few things to go over for Pokemon Legends ZA. We have some new starter Pokemon hints for the upcoming game. We also have some new theories for Legends ZA, and as well as that we have some new Nintendo Switch 2 rumors as well to cover. There's a lot of stuff to break down and get into today, so if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at a new starter Pokemon hint for Pokemon Legends ZA. So this was posted on the Legends ZA Reddit page by someone445, and they found a really good connection with a poster in Sycamore's lab and what could be one of the starter Pokemon in Legends ZA. So massive shout out to them for finding this connection. But if you go to Sycamore's lab, which of course is located in Lumiose City, which we know is where Pokemon Legends ZA takes place and revolves around, you do actually see this poster on the wall here. There's actually a couple of posters. I can't really make out what these things are, but this one you can easily make out is Snivy and Savine. So this is interesting for multiple reasons. So the first one is there is a lot of Snivy representation in Kalos. I'm pretty sure on like the mansion gates you can see Superior, and as well as that we can now see in the lab of Sycamore there is Snivy and Savine. Snivy also has a lot of French kind of characteristics and stuff, and there's a lot of things that revolve around Snivy that are French themed. Especially around Paris and stuff, which is why a lot of people think it is going to be the grass starter. But the fact that it's also on a poster in Sycamore's lab is also very interesting. The other thing is that there are only two Pokemon on this poster. You only have Snivy and Savine here. There is no Superior to be seen. And that might be that this is a poster depicting the old starters of the Kalos region, which of course one of them would be Snivy, and the fact that Superior is not on here is because it gets another form and they just didn't want to spoil it like 10 years ago or something. So Snivy could very well be one of the starters. It evolves into Savine and then it evolves into a new form of Superior, but it's not here because obviously, like I say, it would have been a big spoiler. I mean, there's a lot of Unova kind of connections with Kalos. Like, if you go to the gardens, there is, of course, Zekrom and Reshiram just chilling. They're like statues or something. So there's a lot of Unovan representation, which is weird because, like, it's not exactly the two regions are close together. Like, you'd expect, like, a lot of maybe representation in Galar of Kalos because they are like right next to each other, not like America and then Paris because they are quite far away. But yeah, either way, this is a very, very cool kind of find here. I'm not sure what this is here. It's either Tepig or maybe Turtwig, because like this could be Tepig like looking kind of like backwards, and then this like bit here is like the black legs that it has on the back, and then this is kind of like the tail here. But it could also be Turtwig as well, and this could be like one of the leaves or something. But again, if this was Tepig or Turtwig, like, would it not have the second stage as well, like the Snivy and the Savine do? So either way, very, very interesting, and potentially could be just kind of adding more fuel to the fire that Snivy is one of the potential starters for Legends ZA. We already think that it has a really good chance. Like, the main ones I'd say are like Snivy, Piplup, and either Torchic or Scorbunny. A lot of people say that Torchic can't be it because it's already got a Mega Evolution, but if they don't get Megas and they just get forms, like, why can't Torchic get one? It is the national animal of France at the end of the day. So yeah, could be just more fuel to the fire that Snivy is going to be the grass starter for Pokemon Legends ZA. The only other thing is, if we do get Generation 5 remakes this year, are they really going to do Snivy as a starter in that game, and then also Snivy as a starter in Legends ZA? I don't know if they do back-to-back Snivies, so we'll have to wait and see. But either way, a really cool hint there. Let me know your thoughts on it. Would you like to see Snivy as one of the starters, or would you want it to be a grass type, or would you just want it to be like the original Gen 6 starters? Moving on, we have this really cool theory as well from Beanmaster. We're going to wake up in the Catacombs. So this is a really good theory, but I also kind of wanted to give my two thoughts on this as well, because I had a really good idea. I don't know if it's a really good idea, but it's something that I would like to see in the game. But basically, they're saying, like, insane ZA theory. So the protagonist from Pokemon Legends Arceus was from a different point in time because the Sinnoh box legendaries represent space and time. So that's all great. That kind of works out. Therefore, since the Kalos box legendaries represent life and death, the ZA protagonist is going to be someone coming back from the dead. So that obviously seems very, very far-fetched that we're just going to wake up in the catacombs and then we're going to like just go up and then we're going to be in the city and then we're like there. I don't think that's going to happen. What could happen is, and again, this doesn't really build off on this is just kind of like a different theory that I had. Maybe we are actually like 2 characters in this game and we have like a past kind of form and then we also have a future form as well. So in the past you might be like the descendant, or no, you're the ancestor of your descendant in the future. And maybe like in the past there are certain Pokemon you can catch. Maybe there's no time travel and just in the past there's like 200 different Pokemon you can catch. And the game is like nobles, that like noble Pokemon are like the bosses, just like we had in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And then you have to like, I don't know, maybe build the city or do something. So that's like that. But then you also, on the other hand, have another character which is in the future. And that's a different pool of Pokemon as well. So you have 200 in the future, 200 in the past. And you actually have like 2 separate characters. So you have one team in the past and then one team in the future. And you have like, so it's kind of like 2 games in one. And I don't think it's like crazy to think that that could never happen, because this game is being worked on for a very long time. And Game Freak aren't even producing a game this year, you know, so they've got all this extra time to work on it. And it's Pokemon Legends ZA as well. So like the Z part could be, you know, the past or the future. And then the A part could also be the past or the future. And that's why it's ZA and not just Legends Z, because it's like 2 things kind of combined. I understand that that's very, very unlikely. I think it'd just be another cool way that they could do the game. And that could also make sense as to why there's so much like past stuff and then also so much like future stuff as well. And that's because we have 2 separate characters. I don't know, it just allow you to catch like a bunch more Pokemon as well, having like 200 in the past and 200 in the future. I still think it's going to be like time travel and stuff with just one character. But it'd be kind of cool if we had like 2 separate characters, because then you can literally just build 2 different teams and you can like just do the game as like 2 different characters. I don't know, I think it'd be cool. But either way, that was just my thoughts on that. What do you think this do? Do you think we are going to come back to life and that is how we're going to start this game? Or do you think it's just going to be similar to Legends Arceus where we just teleport here? Or do you think we are just going to be one of these characters that just literally exist in this timeline? Moving on though, we do have some more kind of rumors and theories to go over as well. This was posted by Mercedes Mons, saying it looks like if Pokemon Legends ZA were to take place in the past, the themes of the game would possibly revolve around naturalism and romanticism, possibly about 80 to 150 years before the present day in Pokemon X and Y, based off some of the historical paintings in Lumiose Museum. So we have farmers and Pokemon. So this says it captures the lives of Pokemon and farmers who live together with the land. It was painted about 80 years ago and is regarded as an example of naturalism. And again, this was taken from a Lumiose Museum. And obviously in museums, there are historical things. So obviously like there could be things that are in present day Legends ZA, which could be in the museums of X and Y. So that's all about like realism and stuff, that one. And then the Golurk and the Knight. So this painting depicts a knight errant who continues his travels with a Pokemon Golurk. The painting expresses the knight's identity as his suffering as its primary subject. It is regarded as an example of romanticism. So again, like, it's just another theory, just kind of like something that could be the themes of the game. You never know. But that's just 2 things that were found in the museum. Like I say, we don't really have a lot to go on. The trailer really showed nothing. We got no gameplay or anything like that. So all we know is where it's based, the name of it, and then like a couple of the Pokemon that are returning. That's all. And we're just building the city. Like that's all we really know. But there could be like loads of extra things that are in this game, which I'm expecting to see as well. If it is just single player and it's got like no online, I'm expecting there to be like a lot to do, because like I say, they've spent a long time on this game. So that's that. And then finishing things off, we do have another Nintendo Switch 2 rumor to kind of go over. It's regarding Legends ZA as well. It was posted on the 28th of February, and it says Pokemon Legends ZA might have confirmed at least one Switch 2 rumor. So one detail in Pokemon Legends ZA's teaser trailer may have also quietly confirmed a popular rumor about the Nintendo Switch 2's capabilities. So it says the announcement of Pokemon Legends ZA may have quietly provided evidence to the future of the Nintendo Switch 2 console. The newest Pokemon game was unveiled as part of Pokemon Day 2024, with the reveal immediately becoming the highlight of the day for many people. Moreover, although few concrete details have been provided regarding the newest Pokemon Legends game, one curious detail may indicate an illuminating connection with the Switch 2. So Pokemon Legends ZA seems to set to follow in the footsteps of Legends Arceus, providing a new perspective on the Kalos region alongside a tantalizing hint of the return of Mega Evolution. However, the highly stylized trailer suggests that there is still much work to be done before the game is ready. Meanwhile, the Switch 2 is yet to be properly revealed, although it is likewise believed to currently be under steady development. Many rumors surround the console at present, some more believable than others, with even minor pieces of information offering intriguing glimpses into its nature. So it then goes on to say, Pokemon Legends ZA's reveal may hint at Switch 2 being backwards compatible. So one recent rumor regarding the Switch 2 claims that it will be released in the first quarter of 2025, which lines up perfectly with Pokemon Legends ZA's own release date. Furthermore, I mean, to be fair, this isn't like the release date of Legends ZA. This is definitely like something they're kind of speculating. There has been no confirmation that Legends ZA is going to be coming out in the first quarter of 2025. It just says 2025. So it then goes on to say, furthermore, the Pokemon Company states that ZA will be released for the Nintendo Switch family of systems, a phrase that is just vague enough for it to believably be intended to refer to the Switch 2 in addition to the original Lite and OLED models. This in turn could be proof that the Switch 2 will include backwards compatibility, a feature which many already believe the console will have. It then also says backwards compatibility is a highly valued feature among consumers as it ensures that a library of games does not become outdated when a new console is released. It is a design choice that dramatically extends the lifespan of last-gen games in terms of accessibility when multiple purchases of the same game may otherwise be encouraged. In addition to this, although Legends ZA may well play better on the more advanced Switch 2, this level of compatibility would mean that those with an original Switch but unable to afford the newer console would not be missing out on the experience. And then it also goes on to say, of course, it is possible that different versions of the game will be released simultaneously for the Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2, which I think is going to be the case. I think they are going to release this game for both of the consoles. I think that the Legends ZA game will be the first Pokemon game on the Switch 2, should I say, sidestepping the notion of backwards compatibility altogether. It would not be the first time Nintendo has done such a thing for a major title. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild followed this same strategy, being released for both Wii U and the Switch in 2017. However, between the pre-existing rumors of backwards compatibility and the likelihood of a more streamlined production process, a single version of the game cartridge for both consoles does seem the more likely scenario. I hope that is the case as well. Like, we don't know if the Switch 2 is going to have like a different kind of cartridge. I'm assuming it won't, but that would just easily allow backwards compatibility as well. And maybe the Switch 2 just like, it obviously reads the cartridge and then obviously it's just a more powerful console, so it'll be able to just perform better regardless. And then it goes on to say the Switch 2 having backwards compatibility could have amazing benefits for other games as well, especially those that push the limits of the Switch's processing capabilities. For example, the performance of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has been disappointing from a technical viewpoint, with NPCs and Pokemon causing tremendous lag at times. Improperly rendering environments has been another prevalent issue, with objects sometimes only becoming visible at the last second. The Switch 2 is well positioned to resolve those kinds of technical issues, meaning that Scarlet and Violet could eventually run better on it than their native console. And again, I feel like this would also be perfect for backwards compatibility as well. Like, we already have the Scarlet and Violet kind of cartridge, so would you then just be able to put it in the Switch 2 and it would just run the same? That would just be the best way they can possibly do it, in my opinion anyway. Then goes on to say, of course, there have been patches aimed at reducing Scarlet and Violet's issues by reducing the number of entities present in the game world at any time. However, a future update could just easily reverse this, perhaps by having the game check which console it is being run on to determine how populated the overworld can be. Likewise, the same could apply to Legends ZA, ensuring that it runs smoothly on both Switch and Switch 2, whilst also not limiting itself to matching only the former console's capabilities. And then it goes on to say a backwards compatible Switch 2 would be welcome. So it says there is no question that the Switch 2 would benefit massively from having backwards compatibility. The appeal of anybody being able to play all the Switch games that they have bought over the last several years without also upgrading to the new console is instantly understandable. By extension, it could also help ensure many people will want to upgrade as soon as possible, enjoying the new capabilities without leaving behind the incredibly vast library of games produced for the Switch. In this sense, it is a logical direction for Nintendo to take the console's development to help ensure its popularity. And as well as that as well, like, we know that they're putting a lot of focus and emphasis on Nintendo accounts, and our Nintendo accounts already have like loads of games downloaded to them, which is another reason as to why backwards compatibility is very, very likely, because you already have a host of games on that Nintendo account, and they're keeping Nintendo accounts as well. It's worth noting that this would be far from the first time that Nintendo consoles have featured backwards compatibility either. The Game Boy Advance supported games made for earlier Game Boy models, and the original Nintendo DS included a slot for Game Boy Advance cartridges in turn. Backwards compatibility for the Nintendo DS's own game cartridges continued through the rest of the DS family as well, allowing subsequent models to benefit from all that came before them. Having future versions of the Switch also be backwards compatible would simply be carrying on this tradition. Then goes on to say, although the Nintendo Switch 2 has not been officially announced, at times it seems plenty is already known about it. Pokemon Legends ZA may have provided a glimpse into the console's capabilities, simply as a result of the game's release date coinciding with the predicted arrival of the Switch 2. From what is currently known, the timing simply lines up far too well for it to not be part of the Switch 2 library. And this, with confirmation that Pokemon Legends ZA will be available for all Switch consoles, backwards compatibility for the Switch 2 now seems more likely than ever. So, yeah, I mean, this is obviously all basing off the fact that Legends ZA does come out early 2025, which it should. I've got a video coming out tomorrow talking about the potential release date and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into it. But it's like heavily implied that it will be coming out early 2025, around the same time as Legends Arceus did, which was January 2022. And obviously, if that's the case, then it just makes sense, because the Switch 2 is supposedly coming out around like first quarter 2025. So if Legends ZA is already out by then, they may make it available for the Switch 2 as well. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, though, that is going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really, really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered in today's video. What are your thoughts on this potential starter Pokemon hint? Do you think this could be another kind of reason as to why we will be seeing Snivy as one of the potential starters for the Legends ZA, or do you think it's just a massive coincidence? What are your thoughts on this as well, and the idea of two different characters? The thoughts on this as well, and then also the thoughts on backwards compatibility with the Switch 2. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time,